This is the most powerful weapon in the future. Before each use, you only need to extract a single drop, load it into any type of missile, and launch it at the target. The instant red matter is exposed. It creates a black hole in space, powerful enough to destroy an entire planet. Until 154 years later, when a star suddenly went supernova and began rapidly consuming the entire galaxy. To save the nearest planet, a research vessel carrying red matter was dispatched to destroy the supernova. But by the time it arrived, Romulus was already gone. The red matter was launched, and the black hole instantly swallowed the supernova. But the research vessel and a nearby mining ship couldn't escape in time and were both pulled in. Against all odds, they didn't die. They were thrown back to the past 154 years ago. The mining ship had barely emerged from the black hole when it ran into the USS Kelvin. Before the captain could even get a word out, the mining ship fired 2 torpedoes, effortlessly piercing the Kelvin shields and killing the captain on the spot. First officer stepped up to take command. Even though it was just a mining ship, its technology was over 100 years more advanced. To protect everyone, George ejected them all from the ship, then piloted the Kelvin on a collision course, straight into the mining vessel. 1 second before the impact, I was born. 15 years went by. I grew up to be a troublemaker. One night at a bar, I was hitting on a Starfleet officer when her buddies jumped in and beat the hell out of me. Luckily, Captain Pike showed up just in time to break up the fight. Pike told me my father was a hero. He didn't want to see me throw my life away, so he invited me to join Starfleet.
You guys must be way down on your recruiting quota for the
Well,
moment.
if you're half the man your father was, James, Starfleet could use you. You can be an officer in 4 years. You can have your own ship in 8.
But I couldn't have cared less about his offer. Back then, all I wanted was to coast through life doing absolutely nothing. Pike was no rookie. He knew exactly how to handle a guy like me.
Your father was captain of a starship for 12 minutes.
He saved 800 lives, including your mother's and yours.
I dare you to do better.
He pushed the right buttons. The very next morning, I signed up, but even with big dreams of becoming a captain, I couldn't change my ways overnight. During a simulation exercise one day, I hacked the computer and breezed through the test. Starfleet called a formal hearing over it, accusing me of cheating. Just as the brass was about to hand down my punishment, an emergency order came in. Vulcan had sent out a distress signal, and the fleet needed to move out immediately. The cadets had no choice but to drop the simulation and head straight into a real mission. On Captain Pike's command, the Enterprise jumped to warp. According to intel from command, there was an electromagnetic storm of unknown origin near Vulcan. The moment I heard that over the comms, I rushed to the bridge and tried to stop the ship because my father had died under the exact same circumstances. This wasn't some electromagnetic storm, it was a trap.
That same anomaly, a lightning storm in space that we saw today, also occurred on the day of my birth, before a Romulan ship attacked the USS Kelvin. You know that, sir. I read your dissertation. That ship, which had formidable and advanced weaponry, was never seen or heard from again. We're warping into a trap, sir. The Romulans waiting for us. I promise you that.
The cadet's logic is sound.
Spock agreed that my reasoning was logical. Captain Pike immediately ordered the shields raised. The next second, the Enterprise dropped out of warp.